You are actually aware that you are trapped in a terrible situation. You analyzed it, you calculated everything, but you still couldn't walk away from that situation. This probably feels familiar to you. You are not alone. Right now, thousands of intelligent people around the world are stuck in the exact same place, in a bad relationship, in the wrong job, and a harmful habit. They see everything clearly, but they still cannot escape. And one of the strangest parts is that you are fully aware of everything. I'm intelligent. Why can't I change this? You keep asking yourself that question. And that question makes everything even worse. In this video, I will explain why understanding alone is not enough, how your brain misleads you, the reasons behind it, and the solution. You're on Monk's channel. While you subscribe, I'll start the video. Enjoy watching. Before anything else, you should know this. Being unable to get out of this situation is not weakness. But the sentence I just said is probably not enough for you. Because even after hearing it, you will still keep asking yourself, but why can't I do it? Intelligent people's brains work differently. An ordinary person's mind sees the situation. They either leave or stay. They can react instantly. An intelligent brain sees the situation, it analyzes it, produces reasons, finds justifications, creates scenarios. And this is exactly where the problem begins. Because an intelligent brain is also creative when it comes to producing reasons to stay. Right now is not the right time to leave. If I wait a little longer, maybe things will change. These sentences are actually the moments when your mind is openly misleading you. The real name for this is rationalization. Rationalization means making a decision first and then creating the justification afterward. Let me give you a simple example. The brain says, I want to stay. Then, the brain immediately steps in and quickly finds a logical disguise for it. Because is always born there. Because the brain is obsessed with producing excuses. Most of the time, you find that justification logical. But in reality, you had already made the decision long ago. The justification was written afterward. The more intelligent you are, the more convincing that justification becomes. You deceive yourself so well that you fail to notice the situation. So why does the brain prefer staying? Because it sees change as a threat. For the brain, choosing the unknown is always more dangerous than staying in a familiar place. You may currently be in a bad situation, but the brain knows this bad. Since it is familiar with it, it does not fear it. Everything feels under control because it is familiar. But what about the other possibility? It is unknown, extremely dangerous. The brain immediately switches into protection mode. This is the first major reason. The brain will always prefer a familiar bad situation over an unfamiliar darkness. Another factor is fear of loss. In psychology, this is called the sunk cost fallacy. Up until now, you have spent a lot: time, energy, feelings, money, years. The brain interprets the situation like this. After investing this much, leaving would be wrong, a mental deception. What was spent in the past is not coming back. You cannot change that. But the brain does not understand this. You think, if I don't give up, maybe I can still win, and so you stay. You could also say that you're trying to buy your future with the currency of your past. Why does understanding alone not create change? People always assume this: if I realize something, I can change it. This is completely false logic, because change never comes from knowledge. Change always comes from feeling. Millions of people know smoking is harmful, yet they still smoke. Millions of people know inactivity is unhealthy, yet they still live inactive lives. Millions of people know they are in bad relationships, yet they still do not leave them. The information exists, the awareness exists, but the behavior remains the same. It does not change, because our behaviors are not controlled by the thinking part of the brain, but by the feeling part. Let me explain this briefly so you can understand everything better. The brain has two different systems. The first is the analytical system. Logic, reasoning, calculation. It does not recognize time. It can see the future. The second is the emotional system. Feeling, safety, familiarity. It only sees the present moment. You can think of these two systems as rivals competing against each other, and the emotional system always wins this match, because the emotional system is faster, stronger, and it was designed millions of years ago. The analytical system, on the other hand, is very new. You could call it the latest edition of evolution. The old always defeats the new. You want to choose the analytical system, but the emotional system has already made the decision. Now you understand the structure of the brain much better. Now think about a bad situation in your own life. When you think about leaving that situation, what do you feel? Freedom? Relief? Or panic? Emptiness? The feeling of, what if it doesn't work? If it is the second one, that feeling is the voice of the emotional system, and that voice has far greater power than logic. No matter what analysis says, that voice tells you to stay, and the brain listens to it. This video is about intelligent people, because intelligent people fall into this trap more easily. The reason is that they believe their own justifications more easily. If you ask an ordinary person, "Why are you still here?" they may not even answer. An intelligent person will produce 10 answers, all of them consistent, all of them logical, all of them convincing. And those answers genuinely convince both the other person and themselves. Here, intelligence is not an advantage, unfortunately. It is a trap. The better you can explain it, the longer you continue it. Research says that people do not make decisions about change through logic. It says decisions are made once an emotional threshold is reached. In other words, one day you simply say, "Enough." But on that day, you did not learn a new piece of information. You did not make a new analysis. That day, the emotional system reached its breaking point. The two systems finally looked in the same direction at the same time, and at that moment, change became inevitable. This is why the idea of, "If I understand better, I will change," does not work. Understanding shows you the door, but walking through that door requires courage, and courage is a feeling. What matters is not only analyzing the cost of that situation, but truly feeling it, not mentally, physically, inside your body. What do you feel when you stay there? How do you wake up in the mornings? What is your energy like? These questions are not directed at the analytical system, but at the emotional system. And once the emotional system truly feels it, movement begins. That was a rapid flow of information. After this video, you are now aware of many things. I did not focus on it too heavily, but I explained the solution indirectly. The solution to almost every psychological problem is recognition. What you recognize can no longer control you. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button. If you subscribe, my banana stock will remain safe. You are on the channel of the first monkey YouTuber, Monk. See you in the next video. Thank you.